Three, two, one, and we live, baby.
Let's go.
What's
Yes, sir.
good,
Oh,
everybody?
forgot my drinks. I do all that. And
What's good, everybody?
we are back.
Good.
Hello.
We're back.
Good.
Episode 20.
Yeah.
I
What?
told
What?
you long ago on the
Yeah,
road. I don't
yeah.
even
What?
notice.
We got drive. We got power. We
Yeah,
stay hungry. We devour. Put in the
you,
work.
you
Put in
can't
the
even see it.
hour. What's ours?
For the love of the beard.
Let's go.
Well,
Episode 20, baby.
episode 20. This is
20.
Under Armour pineapple coconut.
20, baby. We live.
No bird.
Sir.
We out here. Been a long time coming with a whole lot of hurdles along the way, but we done made it.
We made it, baby. Let's go.
That's crazy. Episode
20.
20.
Let's go. NBA time. New schedule going. Thursdays for the NBA, Tuesday for the NFL. Let's get it,
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
A lot to
Yes,
catch up
sir.
on.
A lot to catch up on, especially in the NBA, man. We're gonna start off with our first ever split
First,
episode.
how are y'all liking y'all individual teams?
I'm impressed at our game yesterday. LA played Miami at home. I am thoroughly impressed. You know what I'm saying? We got the rust as advertised.
Russ as advertised.
We got Russ as advertised. Malik Monk finally got up out his own way. Thank you.
Hey, that's the trend. That's Malik's trend. I'm telling you, that's Malik's trend. You might catch him one night, drop 42, and then 7 games, you're gonna be like, yo, where did this go, dude? Where did this go? That's Malik.
I'm okay with it because we got a Kent Bazemore, we got a Avery Bradley.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy, man.
If you ever see him starting to warm up, you just gotta be like, he has to stay. But if you see him starting off as a bum, be like, get him out. That's it.
It's been looking good though. I'm happy about the Lakers so far. We don't have LeBron because he got a tummy ache. I think it is something like that.
And so as fair of a fan as I could be, I think we can all agree Gary Payton II might be the most impressive person on all of our teams right now.
Oh my goodness.
This dude is a beast, bro.
What's crazy to me is he's
bro.
been like that for a minute. Like he done got passed around the league. But I just think he never found his niche anywhere.
You like we'll get more into that, but Gary Payton II is you're just like, man, this is crazy, bro. I don't understand that part, man.
What's even more impressive, man, is that Warriors team.
The team
9-1.
9-1.
I'm not shocked at 9-1 as much as I'm just like, if you look at that team, you're just kind of like, this bench and the depth looks like the championship bench in depth, and that's where you're like,
yep.
That's where you're like, okay, the team's cool. They got the pieces, and then you're just like, what's Clay look like?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just what's Clay look like when he gets back in there?
And he ain't even got to come in and have heavy lifting either.
No. That's the good part. That's the good part. He doesn't have to come in and do that. Dre looks re-energized. Like everybody
tomorrow.
Good matchup.
Chicago.
That's gonna be a great matchup. And then we got the Nets in a couple of days after that. So.
And then y'all come to us, and then you come to Charlotte because we got Knicks tomorrow night. We got a 4-game homestay after being on the West. We got the Knicks tomorrow night, and then we got Warriors after.
Yeah.
So we're on like a 4-game homestay.
It's crazy too because I think once Clay comes back, that's when you start looking at guys like Andrew Wiggins to be potentially expendable, or you start pushing minutes to other places because Andrew Wiggins right now hasn't played at his peak just yet.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you do? Do you use him to go get a big? You got Wiseman coming back. You're going to create some more minutes there. Toscano Anderson is your backup center, pretty much. Him or Otto Porter.
Yep.
And they've been doing a solid job. So.
Yeah, I think that's the tough part,
man.
I think that's the tough part. I really do. I really do. Yeah.
How about those Hornets, man? We can't ignore the Charlotte Hornets. I think they're the
We went
highest
on the
scoring team in
West.
the NBA right now.
We went on the West and got whopped. We
Wop.
went on
They
our
got
West
whopped.
Coast trip
Y'all
0
went
4.
0 4.
0 4. And that and that's the
0
and
and
that's
4.
the that's the issue with this team is they have to develop that consistency. Like they just don't got it. They don't got it, and I think one of the issues why they don't got it is because we played the first 3 games without Terry. Kelly balled. Terry
Yeah,
comes back in. Kelly loses minutes. Then it's like finding a new rhythm in rotation. Ish was doing good in the beginning. We go on the West Coast trip with a healthy Terry, and like our rotation got thrown out of whack a little bit, and now like it just started to pick back up. So I'm almost to the point where I'm like, man, I don't want to say somebody has to go because again, I don't want somebody to go and then we lose depth off of injury.
hmm
But they're having to work this rotation out. And right now, Kelly's really worked himself in to be our 6 man.
I think when he got
Like
like 37 points the
he
other
had
night.
37 last, like he had 37 against Memphis. Like he shoots the ball good. Like he shoots the ball way better than I thought because I haven't
We
watched him
can't
consistently.
we can't forget about Miles Bridges.
Miles,
Most
My
Miles,
goodness.
improved player in the league right now.
most
That
improved.
man, he went and worked on his handle.
He
He
did.
almost came and daggered
So
us.
yeah, so it's like he's his gameplay is he's clearly better now. But
He's a lot
now
more
he is
fluid.
a yeah, now he is a vocal point. Like now the offense goes to LaMelo going pick and roll, or if Miles has a mismatch, like a clear mismatch, they give it to him wherever he wants. And he's got like his volume bumpers went up. His volume bumpers went up. Terry and Gordon plays our closer. Terry plays our fill in for other rotations right now, and they're just working through that right now. But when LaMelo and Miles is on the court, they run it. We
Miles
just
Bridges
so
has a
damn
very similar game. Like he's his game right now, the way it's evolving, it's reminding me very much so of C Web.
yeah
Just being able to
yeah
take
he's
people off the dribble. He can back you
yep
down. He's athletic.
yeah
It's
we
scary, man.
and the shots there shots way more consistent and all of that. They just have to find their rhythm. They have to find their rotation, and I think now that the whole lineup is healthy, cool. Our rookies ain't gonna get no burn this year, which is cool. So like I'm not gonna see Book Knight. I'm already knowing that all that, but I don't need to see him. I don't want to see him because I need them to figure out what they're gonna do with the rest of these guys.
My biggest problem with the Hornets right now is your big Miles
Big,
Plumlee, man.
big, but I
Liability at the
like
free throw line.
he's
He
trash.
he's great. He's great at being mobile, guarding.
Yeah,
He can guard any offense pretty much, pick and roll.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
great at running the pick and roll. But we saw it against the Lakers, man. Every chance we got to foul him and put him at the free throw line, we did.
yeah. He's brought like at the pace that we kept Miles. I just wish we kept Cody Zeller just because being a homer, just like yo, just keep Cody because Miles. I mean, what Plumlee, he be trying to dribble up the ball sometimes to handle, and I'd be like, bro, give it up, bro, like give it up, dude.
Bill McGee.
Yeah, yo, give it, bro, give it up. So my fear, and it's not my fear, it's one of the things, but the Hornets haven't been known since Mitch and JB to make in-season moves. Like they're not known to make in-season moves. So I think the roster we got is who we got, but I also fear that PJ's expendable as hell, so PJ could go. And to be for real, I would rather move PJ and Gordon for a big and let Kelly and Miles jump in the starting lineup together
Yeah,
and find us.
I would love to see y'all go and get a
We,
Miles Turner,
yeah,
even as
they just
Jared
not
Allen.
giving them up. Yeah, they're just not giving them up. And I think Cleveland thinks they're good enough now that they won't give up Allen because they, like Paul said, they've been balling for no reason.
They have been,
Balling
they
for
Cleveland's been
have
no
been.
balling for
reason.
no reason.
But, all
So
right, man, we got a lot to catch up on. Let's hop into our most famous segment with this or that.
this or that, baby.
This or that. All right, man. This week. Have constant dry eyes or a constant runny nose?
Constant dry eyes or a
Dry
constant runny
eyes.
nose.
Dry eyes.
Ooh.
Dry
Dry
eyes
eyes.
hurt. Oh no.
I have to
Yeah,
go
hey,
dry
your
eyes.
nose can get raw though. You know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
True.
That's why I can't do it. And then like especially now wearing mask, it'd be like, nah, I gotta go dry eyes.
yeah, I'm gonna go dry eyes. I feel like I got dry eyes all the time. Anyways, like Man, I be watching myself on the streams after, and I be sitting here blinking hella hard like this. So I'm gonna
Facts.
just stick with that. I'm gonna stick with the dry eyes.
Sure. All right. Not to be able to see any colors or have a constant ringing in the ear.
Any Oh, so see no colors? Be colorblind?
No colors, just black and white. Yeah.
Ooh. Or a constant ringing in your ear.
I don't know, man. That one's.
I'm dealing with no smell, no taste right now, and it sucks. So I might as well just add being colorblind to that.
Yeah, I think I might have to do no color too. I think I might have to do no color also.
Yeah, no color. I don't know. I can't. Ringing in the ear causes headaches, man. I can't do that.
That's why I had to take a nap. I had this damn ringing in my ear. I was like, hey, I gotta take a nap before tonight's episode.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Lose 3 of your most sentimental possessions, or lose the rest of your belongings except of those 3.
Ooh. 3 sentimental objects, or just keep those 3. Damn. That's tough.
Yeah, lose that or lose the rest of your belongings except for those 3.
I think I have to lose the rest of my belongings.
Except for those. Okay.
Yeah, I think I have to lose the rest. I think I have to keep my sentimental stuff.
Yeah, I need the sentimentals, man. You can't get those back. I'll figure a way to get everything else back.
Yeah.
Finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers? Finger-sized nipples? or finger-sized nipples?
Some nipples are finger size.
Man, I don't even know. I really don't even know.
Finger size
I really don't
nipples
even know.
or nipple size fingers. Oh man.
I think I'm gonna have to go with size finger.
Hey, I gotta go with finger size nipples just to mess with people, bro. Imagine sitting there, you just sitting there like this. Oh, finger size nipples. Oh my gosh. Man,
Shit.
that's tough.
I might go with the finger-sized nipples, man, instead of those nipple-sized fingers. I don't know.
I gotta go with the finger size nipples, man.
I can't do nothing with. Yeah, just.
Your nipple's about this big, which means your fingers is gonna sit there and be like. I be following people on TikTok that are gamers that have like they only have like 2 fingers and they be out there with a 2 KD, and I be like, damn, bro, I got my whole hand and I can't even get a positive KD.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Heck no. Let's go.
All right. Eat a bar of soap or drink a jar of mayonnaise.
Crap.
Oh, it's gonna get gruel now.
Yeah. I didn't think you could get no worse from the nipples finger question.
Eat a bar of soap or drink a. Oh.
I'm eating that bar of soap. At least it's clean.
Yeah, I'm about to eat that bar of soap too.
I don't
Just
know. I
cause,
might throw up
man,
with that mayonnaise. Nah.
Yeah, I think I had to do so.
I don't even like mayonnaise as it is like that. Like,
Yeah, I had to do so.
Hell no.
Oh, sure.
now's the perfect time because I ain't got no taste, so I'm just.
Right. All right, we got 2 more. Cry hot sauce or sweat barbecue sauce?
Fry hot sauce. Oh no, I'm sweating barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Yep, barbecue
Barbecue
sauce.
sauce.
Barbecue
I'm
sauce.
sweating barbecue sauce. I don't need that hot sauce in
Barbecue
my
sauce.
eyes.
Oh no,
Yeah.
We're sitting there with
that's
Cholula.
Yeah, barbecue sauce.
hell no, man. I'm gonna go hot sauce, man. I
Imagine
can't be
sweating,
sticky.
sweating barbecue sauce, man, and just, you
Just
know what
make
I'm
sure you don't
saying?
cry.
Chicken nuggets
You'll be
just,
fine.
I'm a crybaby.
All right, last one. Rebuild around one of these players.
Hmm.
Jay Crossover or Lemon Pepper Lou?
Ooh, J crossover, easy.
Yeah, I had to go J Cross. Yeah,
J
I gotta go
crossover.
Crawford.
I just watched the All the Smoke episode today with J crossover. Great episode.
Yeah, I think I gotta go Crawford. Yeah, I will go Crawford.
J Crawford. Sheesh.
Yeah, I'll go
Can,
Crawford.
can we talk about how underappreciated that man is? I mean,
That
Yeah.
boy was different.
he I think he's like 600 points away from being one of the only players that have 20,000 points and never make an All-Star game.
Yeah. He's got that mellow game where like
Yeah,
his
it's
game will never
timeless.
change no matter how old he gets. He can still go in the same gym and kill people with it. It's not predicated off of that. And you see him do it in the pro-am runs. He be doing up in Seattle. Just same thing.
It was crazy because he was talking about today. He was like, I ain't never broke out my 10 best moves in an NBA game ever because I was saving it for an All-Star game.
It's
He's
crazy.
like, so those 10 moves are just gonna stay in my bag forever. He's like, nobody's gonna see him. You probably gonna see him at those pro am games in Seattle, but damn.
That's crazy. I think he said he never did cone drill stuff until he got to the NBA either.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said he
he
never
was
did like none of the pro training until he got like actually there.
this man just said I walked around with a basketball everywhere.
Yeah, that's crazy.
His
That's
handles
crazy.
top of all
Hmm?
time.
Hmm?
You
Crawford,
said
the best handles of all time.
nah.
I think he's up there. I
I
think
think he's up
Yep.
there.
I think it goes underappreciated because his handles never translated into like that star power offensive attack.
hmm
But say if I was to give Jamal Crawford 25,000 points, right? I think at that point, if you see the translation from his handles going into his scoring, that's when we
Yeah.
start looking at it like, yeah, hell yeah. He was
Yeah.
flashy than a mug. Like he created any shot he wanted, had a counter for
Yeah.
everything. But I think
Yeah.
since we look at guys like Kyrie and they're able to translate their handle into a scoring opportunity or an assist somewhere, I think that's why we look at guys like Kyrie.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
I
up
feel
there. He's up
yeah,
there.
I feel like Jamal not only knew exactly where he wanted to. So when I would look at Kyrie's moves, when I look at some of
hmm
his best moves, I feel like they're not more like I know where I'm going, but somebody might have overreached and he just quick counters with it. He does one drill with the ball with like a plastic bag around the basketball,
Mm-hmm.
hard grip, and then he'll go two dribbles and like the tennis ball, and then he reacts and makes a move. So it's like it's waiting for somebody to do something snatch. Like Jamal, like I feel like he was like, I can get here, I'm gonna get here,
Yeah.
and then that was like more. So that stuff, yeah. I still think Kyrie up there. Yeah, Jamal's definitely up there and super underappreciated. Like you said,
All right, man.
and
Well, that's
somebody
it.
who's starting to form his career like that in a Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams role is Clarkson, Jordan Clarkson. Like
Oh man.
I feel like he's starting to be that. I feel like now he's like, yo, I'm here. I got my spot. I got my role. I got my green light. I'm cool. That's what Jamal and Lou had.
Yep. Automatic bucket off the bench. The man walks into Vivint with 15 points to start the game. Like
Yeah.
the bucket for sure. All right, man. Going into the NBA standings right now. Let me pull that visual up on the screen for everybody to be able to get a look at that. At least on that side of things. Everybody watching. But standings right now. We'll start off with the Eastern Conference. Huge. I'm not gonna lie, man. Huge surprise in the Eastern Conference right now with the Washington Wizards sitting at number 1, 8-3, followed by the Bulls and the Nets. Those are the top 3 teams right now
Yeah, so
in
yeah,
the Eastern Conference.
Washington. So for some odd reason, I'm not shocked at Washington, but I am still shocked at Washington. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
That's a
again, I feel
fact.
like we all believe Bill's a top 10 player, and the team now is best built for him.
Mhm.
So I think they're definitely. I don't think I can't say they'll stay at 1, but I do think they're a team that should be heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Washington to me right now is what Portland could be, but they're in the West.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
can't
you look
even
at
argue that.
Washington, you got Spencer Dinwiddie, great player, great support player. His matching profile player on Portland would be CJ McCollum, right? You got a who else? You got Kuzma over there who's actually balling. Kuzma's a baller when he's starting and when he gets his volume up there. That's the equivalent to like a Norman Powell over in Portland.
Yep,
They don't
yep,
have a dominant big. They got Gafford and Montrezl Harrell, who I think was the steal of that whole trade, was
yeah, yep,
Montrezl Harrell.
yep.
But the Washington Wizards look good, man. They only got 3 losses
They
this year.
do.
Yeah.
Followed by they got the Bulls at 8-3, number 2 right now.
Hey y'all, last night I did a parlay. It was $1 to win $430. Right? Every team won except the Bulls beating the Mavs.
Damn.
And I knew,
Wow.
and this is what happened. I knew I shouldn't have picked the Mavs because I was like, Bulls is at home, Bulls is hot, Bulls is better. I took them because I'm a whore for odds. And when I went back to do the parlay, the Hornets, I don't know why the Hornets Memphis game didn't load up. So I panicked and was like, yo, I gotta like I felt like I had to like put it in place. So I was like, I gotta take the Mavs. Hopefully they can win. Laker, everybody else won. I picked every game that night. Everybody else won but the Mavs. So F
That's
Luca, he's
tough.
trash.
We're gonna
Lakers
get
ain't
there.
overrated.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there as soon as we move into the West.
Yeah.
Um, I, the Bulls have been a sight to watch, man. I know we talked about how we were a little skeptical at the beginning of the season with how their makeup is, with that team being built around Zach LaVine. I guess I don't.
Yeah.
It's so weird, bro. It's not weird. I think this is kind of looking at the Bulls and the Wizards. I think this is the trend of what we can expect when you get a LeBron-less, Curry-less, KD-less NBA. Is these types of teams being formed? A lot
Yeah.
of like, I don't think there's gonna be one. There's not gonna be the LeBron moves to the East. He's the king of the East. LeBron moves to the West. He's like, I don't think there's gonna be that type of player in this next generation of hoopers that we're looking at.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think the Wizards and the Bulls is an early glimpse of what we could be looking at.
We got
And
the
Vucevic, he's not been shooting the ball well. So
yeah.
once he
He's
gets going, that's going to be a dangerous team.
Hey, see,
Caruso.
Caruso's leading the league in steals at like 2.6.
Yeah, Caruso's
Eesh.
been huge for them. I'm glad he left the Lakers. Right. Obviously, selfishly, I wanted to keep him, but that man went and got his bag. He talked about it on the JJ Redick
Yeah,
podcast. He was just like, they were offering me 2 for 15. And he was just like, what?
yeah,
So he went and got his money over there. He's balling. Sure. Brooklyn Nets at 8-4, number 3 right now. I think that's just a matter of slow playing it. They got a bunch of veterans on that team.
yeah,
They'll they'll
yeah.
they'll be between the 1 to 3 range.
It's going to get
Um,
there.
4, 5, and 6 is I think 4 and 5 I think is pretty expected from what we had at the beginning of the season with Philly at
Yeah,
4, Miami at 5. 6 is Cleveland.
Cleveland.
We're sitting at 7 and 5. Cleveland
Yeah,
Cavaliers.
No reason.
Huge surprise. They're without Colin Sexton. I think he hurt his MCL. I think he tore an MCL or something like that, but they're still balling.
Evan Mobley's been great for them, too.
Oh
Evan
yeah.
Mobley's hooping, bro. Evan
He's
Mobley
averaging,
is hooping. When the
he's
Cavs
averaging
beat
like
us,
15.
yeah, when the Cavs beat us, Allen snapped. Mobley snapped, and they really can't control the game. They got a good mix there because Mobley's like he's really versatile, bro. He
I'm
really goes
surprised. I'm
from the
surprised how
block to the
versatile
three
he
line.
is. Yeah, I'm surprised how versatile he is for sure. And he's fluid. It's not like awkward or stiff.
Yeah, yeah,
Miami
And
Heat.
then they got Olympic Rubio.
Oh my goodness,
yeah.
man! Dropped like
Yeah,
39 points the other night.
that's where I look at them and I go, Rubio's been snapping. How sustainable is that? Allen's doing probably exactly what we expected from Allen. Mobley's playing good, so I'm kind of looking like how sustainable it is, and maybe the best thing that happened to them is the Colin Sexton injury. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Maybe other people get to do some things. So
yeah. I think Dean Wade has stepped into the starting lineup. I look at them. I look at
yeah,
them very similar to like a house of cards, right? You build it perfect, it's not gonna go nowhere. But as soon as you remove one of those vital pieces, I think it's all gonna come tumbling down. I think they end up around the 8 or 9 seed at the end of the season, as other teams start to get it together. Like New York, who's sitting at 7, and then Milwaukee, who's at 6 and 6, tied for the 8 and 9th place with the Toronto. And then you got Charlotte right behind there. But
Yeah.
out of those teams, man, who's the biggest surprise? I know New York had a pretty hot start, but New York is being New York, like we're used to them being.
yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about Julius Randle having to have an MVP season pretty much to come out and for them to be in the top half of the league, but they're not.
Uh, Toronto is being Toronto.
Toronto's been good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Scotty
being Toronto.
Barnes.
Scotty Barnes is playing as good as I thought he would. Milwaukee, I think they're just slow starting too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they've been a little vulnerable too, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like the league hasn't just gotten better either.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just most surprised at the fact that Washington and the Bulls are number one, and that usually at this point we would probably expect Philly and Miami to be up there and Washington and the Bulls to be down at 4 and 5. But again, we're only 10, 11 games in. I think
Yeah.
what we're seeing here is a good amount of what's probably going to remain. We get into
I
that.
think I think my surprise is probably the 76ers, how well they played without Ben Simmons.
Yeah. They look like a
Defensively,
lot more balanced team too.
yeah. Defensively, they're still there because of
No.
Doc Rivers and stuff. So
Well,
Tyrese Maxey has had a chance to step up, take that point guard spot. Shake Milton. Um,
mhm.
they just look good all around for sure.
yep.
All right, man. That takes
Yep.
us. Actually, let's take a look at Boston and Atlanta, two of the surprise teams from last year. They're sitting at 11 and 12. What do y'all make of Boston and Atlanta? I know Philly reached out for a trade for Jaylen Brown, and they damn near immediately hung up the phone. Y'all think Boston and Atlanta gets it together? Atlanta had that miracle run last year.
Atlanta, they
Okay.
started like this last year. They were like probably like 12th, I think, last year
Atlanta
before the
had a
All Star.
Atlanta had a really good after the All Star break.
Yeah.
Like
So
right before and after they got real hot, and that's what boosted them. Because
I think
like Bala
it
said,
was after the coaching change they had too with McMillan.
Mhm.
So I think they're gonna get it together. Boston, man, they don't look any type of good.
Boston, I
so we
think
had
Boston's missing an
we did,
identity.
yeah, we did have the conversation before where we was like Tatum and Brown. Is it beneficial to keep both? And I think it is. I just think they built around them wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And as good as we like Marcus Smart, and it's not even has to do with nothing about his comments. I just think you have to change it up. I really do.
they have a very similar makeup to the Bulls, just without an identity, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that right now the Boston Celtics are just a bunch of dudes out there hooping. You got a bunch
Yeah.
of really good players that don't really have a system that they want to run. I mean, they got a brand new coach. Brad Stevens stepped into the GM office. You brought in a new coach, a new system, and then you're asking guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to go out there and hey, figure it out, man. We know both of y'all can average 30. Let's see who can average the most in one night. Dennis Schroeder looks so lost, as always. But all right, man, let's move that into the Western Conference right now. The Golden State Warriors sitting at number 1 with a 2-game lead ahead of the Jazz at number 2, and then the Suns at number 3. So I'm
I
gonna
think
go. I'm gonna go 1 through 6. We got the Warriors, the Jazz, the Suns, the Nuggets, the Mavs, and the Clippers. That's the top half of the West.
I think bottom half, the 5 and 6 is interchangeable. I think top half is pretty solid until the All-Star break. Yeah, I don't know.
I'd agree with
I
that.
think it's. I think 1 through 10, honestly, it's like teams we expect to be there. Because after 11 through 15, it's like, see you next year.
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't
a
really see much.
Thunder, Spurs, T-Wolves, Rockets, Pelicans.
So I'm not really too surprised about the first 10 in West Conference. So more of the East for me, I think.
So here's my issue. Here is my issue. I agree with Pollard. 1 through 10 is exactly what it is. It's who we expect to be there. It's not the order we expected. But I also think we had the conversation before. I don't think the Lakers give a damn about seeding. I just think they care about making it. I also don't think the Lakers want to be in a playing game.
Mhm.
I think they just want to make it, which is cool because you're sitting under the Clippers without LeBron early in the year. That's fine. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Warriors, they look like who they are. The Jazz is who we know they are. I bet you all of us would agree. We still expect an early playoff exit from them. So
Facts.
they are where they are. My
Mhm.
issue with the West, and this is looking at it from a GM. If I'm going to get an all-star year out of Anthony Edwards and be the 13th seed in the West, there's a problem.
Facts. Facts.
It's an
Moves
absolute
need to be
problem.
made.
So, Uzi, are you able to move it back kind of down towards the bottom of it? So, the West is the West. And this is kind of what I want to maybe see if we would talk about a little bit is the West is the West. And if the best that I'm going to get out of a career, a really, really good year is looking like for Anthony Edwards, Zionless Pelicans, is to be behind OKC, who's clearly looking for picks.
Basically.
People got to go. You know what I'm saying?
People got to get
Yeah.
fired.
Yeah, people got to go. So if I could throw out a quick suggestion, Pelicans, you having issues with Zion. We saw Paolo and Chet and how they're looking. Wouldn't you consider moving off of this guy Zion to really think about your future? If this is what your team's looking like, wouldn't you?
I want to say yes, but something about the Anthony Davis move is going to continue to bite them in the ass. Like
It is.
the fact that they moved off of Anthony Davis to bring in such an overhaul of young players, just to end up with Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and a Zion Williamson. Plus, I mean,
Let me get right here. I got you. We talked about it before, sorry, when me and you did the talk, and probably was able to. Pelicans, send Brandon Ingram to Utah.
Oh yeah,
Get something back from him.
Mhm.
It's clear you're 1-11. You're not catching this picture. Just get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like Minnesota, New Orleans. Take a clear picture out of Carolina and learn we messed up, my guy. You know what I'm saying? We messed up. It's cool. Players mess up. Players mess up. Let me get out of this. Because you're not going to get a really, really all-star like Anthony Edwards is playing. I feel like he's being who he think he is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to make the playoffs in the West. So D'Angelo Russell, Cat, we got to figure something out, bro. That's early. I'm not going to say one of these guys can't turn up and make a play in, but if the only two teams, I'm not going to say two. Minnesota is the only team I'm looking at the bottom of that list who should be in a play in. You should be in a play in replacing Sacramento. But y'all know my stance on Sacramento with Davion Mitchell and the whole Fox deal. But if Minnesota, if you can't make a play in this year and force Portland, who's sitting at 10, to say, you know what, Dame time is up, and force like Sacramento, bro, you gotta start to do something, man. You're wasting time.
I think we'll get a better scope of it as soon as we hit that 25 to 30 game mark.
Yeah.
when we're looking at the league and we're saying, is Portland really a number 10 team? Are they really a 10 seed? If so, who are we blowing up? Are we going to get Jaylen Brown? Are we going to sell out for Jaylen Brown? Are we going to send Dame somewhere to go in? Are we going to send Dame to the East? You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be taken out of Dame's hands come the 25-30 game mark, depending on where they're at.
So then let me ask both of you this. I'll ask the question. Since we're right here, 10 games in, and our projections is from now until the All-Star break. Portland owner, Minnesota owner. We won't deal with the Pelicans right now because we'll give them the leeway of not having Zion, but you're too far back right now. I'm Portland, I'm Minnesota, and I get to the All-Star break, and I'm still literally sitting at 10 and Minnesota at best 11. Are you trading?
Minnesota has to trade. I don't think Portland is involved with that trade, but yeah.
Minnesota, nothing's worked since they got Anthony Edwards, so I think they need to start moving some pieces around.
Yeah, at that point, it's just a matter of who are we moving and where are we moving them to, right? And what are we moving towards? Can you afford going into building draft capital and hoping that you keep an Anthony Edwards and build around him? It's only his second year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's only his second year. Now it's a matter of do we sell out for draft capital and build around Anthony Edwards, or do we start to go into win now mode, move guys like Cat and bring in other key pieces that complement Anthony Edwards? Because Cat's a ball stopper, man. I hate it. He has so much potential, but as soon as you run a half court offense through Cat, it's one possession and done. He's not gonna get an offensive rebound. Vanderbilt's not gonna crash the boards. He's a ball stopper, and that's just what it is.
So the Thunder have made it clear pretty much by every intention and move they don't want to be in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So there is I'm not going to say there's a chance they go up, but there's a chance that gap between 10 and 11 gets bigger. Just because, saying like the Thunder are like, yo, we don't want to win, we're just winning on accident. You know, we're just kind of like
we're just coming back from 25 points against the Lakers.
Like it's counterproductive to our picks. So I'm not. Yeah.
We should be 9-3, not 7-5.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. If I can make one statement now, we get close to the All-Star break, and you know Pelicans are still clearly 14-15. Brandon Ingram's got to move.
I can see that. I think that'd be a great move for his career.
If I can name two places off top without even putting the package together, number one would be Utah, because we talked about how they need kind of an expendable leading guard that can kind of help take pressure off of Mitchell. Another place that might need looking at here now within the West will be Mavericks. If you can get him to partner with Luka, I think that will help Luka out a lot. Or I have to think of somebody in the East who would want to bum out, because I think you would have to send him to the Orlando. Send Brandon Ingram to Orlando. Go give Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs a partner. And I like Franz Wagner over there.
Oh, he balling right now.
Yeah, he balling.
These young guys will definitely come in this year and make some noise for sure.
Wait, what about Atlanta?
I see Atlanta making a move for him. I think you got to lose a guy like Bogdanovich and like Cam Reddish. Yeah. You got to lose key pieces in those two.
Maybe even Gallinari.
Yeah, I would still take it. Like, I would definitely take it. I did hear rumors during the summer. My homie said it, but he be saying fantasy stuff, but I can see it too, that Ingram said he wanted to go to Miami.
Oh, Ingram in Miami.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Ingram in Miami would speed that whole Oladipo talk that we had about, earlier, when Oladipo gets healthy and he could be their go-to guy.
Yeah.
The question is, who are they losing? You know what I mean?
Oladipo's got to go.
Definitely.
You got to throw in the Oladipo. You got to throw in the Duncan Robinson. I think you lose a guy like
I would give up Dunk if I got back Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
tough.
would give up Duncan if I got back Ingram.
That's that's tough if Miami
Brandon
ends up
Ingram
with
on a
the
hard-nosed team like Miami. Tough.
that's
Yeah.
I think that makes them
well,
favorites in the East if they make that move.
Yeah, that would be that'll be tough. That'll be a tough matchup.
Let's move into the stat leaders right now. The NBA. We'll start off with points per game right now. We'll start off with points per game with looks like Kevin Durant is leading the league right
KD
now.
was 1.
of course. No
Steph's
surprise.
number 1,
2.
Steph 2. PG is 3. I think we all expected PG to be right there in the top 5.
Yeah.
Biggest
He's
surprise
doing
for
his
me,
thing.
man, is John Morant. And
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. This is what this was the leap I think what I expected from him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But my biggest surprise isn't necessarily his points per game, it's his efficiency. He's shooting at 48.5% from the field.
Yo, my man's had 19 on us in the first quarter. Last night. All 7 for 7 in the first half, and it's not like once he gets a foot in the lane, floater, jumper is in there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be. Yeah,
On that too.
It's very Derrick Rose-ish.
yeah. He's cleaned up his game. Like his game is cleaned up. That's why I was just sitting there like, yo, when he goes out, we just got to take advantage of when he's out off the court, and we did. We just put him in gaps and starting to put him behind. So I think Memphis is working out some things. But he's for dude on TikTok who called casuals for picking John Moran over De'Aaron Fox. You know what I'm saying? What a weenie! Look at us now.
That guy can suck it.
Yeah, look at us now. Told you.
That's always going to be the conversation I come back to too. Is that? Because it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and people are starting to step up when he shoots a 3 now since he got better at shooting too. So he's got it, man. I think John Moran's gonna get there.
We got the
man, DeRozan and Levine up there together.
Look at the complete league.
That was my surprise.
That's nasty. DeRozan and Levine is up there, top 5 in scoring right now.
Yeah, I think DeRozan was my surprise because when he got traded from the Raptors to the Spurs, we all thought he was going to be on a decline. If we're gonna be honest,
we was like, all right, that's it for DeRozan.
He's got that timeless game too. It's just not going to change. 6 years from now,
got a little pep in his step a little bit.
Same type of buckets. He's going to be giving to people.
I absolutely love about DeRozan. It's. I mean, you could call it the Giannis approach, right? Like people saying, you got to shoot a 3, you got to shoot a 3. This man has lived inside that 3-point line his whole career. He continues to do it. And I think Zach LaVine is a perfect compliment to him. Be able to go over there. Because originally when they signed DeRozan and Lonzo, I immediately thought back to the Jimmy Butler, D-Wade, Rajon Rondo combo.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you got 3 dudes that are not efficient outside of the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Here they are, man. They were also talking about making a move for Jeremy Grant since they lost Pete Will for the year.
Yeah. That and again, I don't know if that hurt him or if that freed him up. So that's one of the things. Because Williams was the guy I was talking about earlier in the year, who I was like, that's who I'm watching to see how he maneuvers with these guys. Yeah. But I think they're good, man, and I definitely think watching them keeping this pace, they'll definitely be one of the teams who is one of the top 6. Because I just don't think you'll ever catch them lacking on a regular season night.
Yeah.
Now in a series, different story. I think it'll be a different story.
All right, so one person I want to highlight over here is Luka Doncic, man. Yes, we are extremely anti-Luka. So let me correct this, man. We're not anti-Luka. We're anti-hype of Luka.
Yeah.
All right. It's all hype. It's all numbers, right? Biggest thing I look at when I look at a guy like Luka right now is 43% from the field. You're shooting 28% from the 3-point line.
God no.
28%
Giannis,
from the 3-point line.
Giannis shoots better than that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, you're taking 7 3-pointers a game. What are you doing, bro? You're averaging just under 25. I just, it doesn't translate to me, and that's always gonna be my biggest thing with Luka, man. When
Yeah.
are you making quality plays? Are you gonna make quality plays, or are you just gonna go fill the stat sheet?
Yeah. And again, that's not an argument that we have to make with each other. That's an argument we are clearly having to make to the world from us to them. Is that this is Luca, the stat stuffer. And so
And everyone,
I'm not.
and the biggest comparison that I see being made is, Russell Westbrook stuff stats. Russell Westbrook also has the most clutch buckets in the last minute of a game since he entered the league,
Yeah.
and he's translated it to wins. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I hate you, casuals.
Yeah.
They're the same people that cut John Morant and bench De'Aaron Fox.
And who's worse than Luka Doncic this year is freaking James Harden and Damian Lillard. They're both averaging like 18 points a game. Freaking,
Yeah. Gordon Hayward averages more points than James Harden.
So does Miles Bridges.
So does Miles. And so you're like, okay, 10 games into the year. But again, 10 games came real fast, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Before we look at it, it's going to be Christmas, the Christmas showdown and New Year's. And we know All-Star break is it's a real quick look, man. And this,
Right around the corner.
yeah, it's right around the corner.
If y'all could take your top 3 surprises this year so far, man, who would they be? Surprise players this year so far. Yeah, player wise, good or bad, right? We have some high expectations for a lot of people. Then there's people that we didn't really have many expectations for. But who are your surprises this year so far?
You go ahead, Molly.
Mine is RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett.
I haven't paid attention to him that much.
Chris Duarte. RJ Barrett. For the past few years, his lackluster scoring ability was the reason why the Knicks couldn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Now he's added that to his game, and he could be the X factor to that team to get far in the playoffs. So, Chris Duarte, the lights are not too bright for that guy for a rookie. That boy is gonna pull up on you, man. And he ain't afraid to shoot it, man. So I know everybody's on the Scotty Barnes Rookie of the Year training, but that man's close, man. It's really close.
He got to be top 3, top 4 right now for sure.
So the conversation we had before about the Knicks was there's a limit to your team if Randall's the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
But Barrett's the number 2, 3 pick, 3 pick. You know what I'm saying? It should be Barrett should be the guy who's doing that. So if he works it out, then you have another Knicks team you're looking at.
Yeah.
And so that's one. It wasn't one that was on my radar, but it's one that I wanted to come back and talk about. That he said it because again, if Randall is the number 1 guy, and you're asking him to duplicate his performance from last year to be based on your team's success, you'll get to the playoffs, you'll get bounced. But if Barrett's going to continue up, cool. For myself, I'm shocked that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum will put them up numbers, but their team isn't.
Yeah.
So that's an issue. I'm shocked that I don't feel like 20 points a game should be bad, but I feel like when you average what you averaged before with Dame and Harden and you drop that much, we got to kind of look at something. You know what I'm saying? Like what's really going on with y'all. So those 2 dropping off has definitely been. It's one we're keeping an eye on, and we'll talk about that rule. But yeah, them dropping off. I was just like, what's going on with y'all, dude?
Yeah.
Because when we played Portland that night, I had like no fear of Dame. I'm just like, it just didn't feel like it. Just like, I don't care if you shoot or not right now.
Yeah.
So
I think we're trying to find the middle ground of, are you in a slump, or is it the new rules? Like, which one is it?
Yeah, I had no fear of Portland that day. I was just like, I didn't care for them.
Man, for me, Oh, go ahead, Vita.
No. That was you.
Man, for me, it's definitely got to start with Miles Bridges. When we talk about dudes getting in the lab in the off season, we complained about this before, man. We complained about this in a conversation before about dudes not getting in the lab and not working on their game and just looking the same every single year. Miles Bridges just looks extremely fluid. It's crazy how fluid he looks with the ball. He went from looking like a damn Embiid trying to make a crossover 2 years ago to this year. This dude, he's taking dudes off the dribble and pulling up. Um, Another dude who I didn't want to believe in when he was making all that talk at the beginning of the year was Tyler Hero. He was like, I should be up there with those names. It's just like, shut your mouth, man. But he's showed out. This man is a Glock.
Yeah.
He is a Glock.
So
He could shoot anywhere.
he made the comment he should be named up, like you said, with Luca and with Trey and them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put him up there.
I'm still not gonna put him up there.
Because you're not the leading piece of your team.
You're a six man.
You're the six man.
Yeah.
You're the six man. And so one thing that I always do when I say measure a player beyond stats is I say trade them spots.
Mm-hmm.
Just trade them spots. And just ask what team gets better. Take Luka and Trey, send them to Miami. Take Tyler, send him to Atlanta or Dallas. And what team's gonna get better?
Absolutely.
And not either one of the other teams. You know what I'm saying? So
what's crazy is you put Tyler Hero in Atlanta, they're the same team.
Yeah.
Only difference is Tyler Hero increases his shot output by 5 or 6. And that's it. It don't translate to no wins. Another surprise for me on the negative end isn't a player, but it's Luke Walton.
Yep.
Luke Walton has imploded that team, man. Marvin Bagley III, already a problem. Everybody already talked about him. He's been in the media for a minute. His pops has talked about it, but this man refused to check into the game the other night.
Yeah.
He said nope.
He said no, nope.
They're in the small city Ben Simmons role. He's been trying to get out of there for a minute. And he's just not letting him do it, bro.
I think that franchise, the Kings franchise, should be one of the franchises up to just get up out of Sacramento, man. Lottie D-Lot, give it up, dog. Let it go. Let him go to Seattle. Let him go to KC. Huh?
Shaq part owner?
I think he's an advisor over there. Similar to like a D Wade role.
Got it.
But yeah, man, those are my surprises.
My question is, you see Miles Bridges balling out this year. You give him a max contract with you guys tying money to Hayward and Rozier?
We will, because LaMelo doesn't have to get paid for 2 years. He gets a restricted free agent after next year. We'll pick up the option. We'll deal with it after. So by times we pay Miles and Melo, Terry and Gordon will be gone. So the people who got money now will be gone. So it's just a cycle. It's a cycle for them. So Gordon and Terry will be gone, the two guys who are getting paid. Miles and Melo will be the next two dudes getting paid.
That's when you slide in Book Knight to replace.
Yeah, that's when you slide in Book Knight to replace Terry. That's when Kai Jones comes in after he takes his full year to develop, and just hope that you develop some dudes right. But yeah,
but if he decides to leave, what team would he most best fit?
Miami.
I think he'll go to Detroit. I think they have mentions of him trying to go back to Detroit, his hometown. His hometown dude. That's a Michigan State dude. Remember?
Crazy.
I wasn't thinking about Detroit, but okay.
It didn't hit me until
I always automatically think contender. That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't hit me until conversation comes up in Hornets groups and people are like, everybody knows Miles from fan standpoint is worth more than what they offered. So everybody was like, yo, we wish he would have took it because he's gonna ball now. And he is. Last year they started PJ over Miles, and we all was like, is this a PJ off the court? So like we was all like, yo, he's gonna get paid. and we think he wants to be here because he likes it here. But somebody was like, "Yo, he's got Detroit connections. Like, don't forget, he's a Detroit dude, and he will think he can go home and try to help carry your franchise." So yeah, I think I would just say don't sleep on the thought of him going to Detroit. And if he could be like, "Yo, I could be a max player with Cade Cunningham," like one dude made sense. I was like, "Yeah, I don't think I can argue that." And so
Yeah, he betting on himself.
Oh,
I know we always talk about this fool Dennis Schroeder soiling the bag for the Lakers, right? The 88 mil,
yeah,
4 years.
yeah.
I saw a picture today, man, that made me laugh even harder. This fool Oladipo turned down 115 mil from the Pacers to go to the Heat, get hurt, and sign a $7 million contract.
yeah, yeah,
Stop betting
Well,
on yourself.
what?
yeah,
You tore your whole thigh off and you're gonna bet on yourself? Oh no.
yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
no, no, no,
Injury-prone
no.
players shouldn't bet on themselves.
Crazy to me. You gave up
Yes.
115 mil from a franchise that was gonna pay you after you tore your thigh.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Dumb.
Idiot.
All right, man. So we're at the point to where we talked about the people that we're impressed with. Let's go over the disappointments real quick, and then we'll get into that NBA rule change, man, and kind of how y'all seeing that affecting the game so far.
Um,
Just give me 2 disappointments so far, whether that be team, coach,
Timberwolves,
franchise, organization.
Timberwolves.
Okay.
Atlanta
Yeah,
Hawks.
yeah, Minnesota, man. Just as a team, bro. Just Minnesota. I don't know what y'all are doing.
Hawks and Trailblazers. Those are my disappointments.
Yeah, and then Hawks too. Yeah, I would have to agree.
I gotta go with Philly, man. I'm disappointed in Philly. I'm more so the way they're handling the whole Ben Simmons situation. It's so publicized that it's stupid. Like,
Yeah, they should just move on from him. I don't know why they just holding
I
on
would,
to him.
I would think the NBA has seen this played out enough with star players, from Anthony Davis to when DeMarcus Cousins went through it, to when James Harden went through it, to be like, yo, if a star player is sick of it, bro, your best bet is to get rid of him early.
yeah, oh yeah,
Because we've seen the longer this drags on, the worse it gets. So if I even I think that's the sign of the Patriots dynasty. They got rid of people before this stuff even came out.
oh yeah.
Like they saw the problem coming, was like, let's deal with it before it comes out.
They kept Chad
And they
Johnson for
got
2 games, and they were like, "Hey,
yeah.
you gotta go."
Like, if you can't, I feel like again, there's you should just, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If a player, especially in the NBA, wants out and they're willing to take the media route to do it, get out as fast as you can.
Yeah.
I remember Vladi said it. Vladi was like, "Yo, when Cousins first wanted to leave Sacramento, we was getting these great offers." He was like, "But the longer time went on, the worse the offers got."
Yeah,
Houston said it. Yeah, when Harden was first rumored, we got these great offers. We
like
just barely
5
gave them up.
picks, 6 picks.
Yeah, like, bro, you don't be ignorant, bro. If there's a star player that wants to leave, get rid of him.
And then there's John Wall. He might sit out the whole season because he can't get traded.
Exactly.
And I actually think he's handling it the right way, John Wall, because he's just waiting for an opportunity. Somebody's gonna get hurt somewhere, and he's gonna be able to fit right in.
Now, John's issue is that contract.
Oh man,
40 mil.
He got to give a whole lot of money back.
Yeah, it's 40 mil, bro. That's not 7.
Facts.
You're one of the top 3 paid players this year by season.
Man,
Like, yo, John, it's not that people don't want you; they can't afford you, my guy. That's
Yeah,
it.
He's putting the luau ding.
Yeah,
I don't even want to talk about that.
It's not that people don't want you.
We don't
man.
say
They
that
just,
name. You take that back, Polly. We're still paying that man.
That's all I got, bro. I ain't got no more money.
You shut your mouth, Polly. We don't talk about that man. We still paying him for 3 years that he didn't play for us. Just like we still paying for Timothy Mozgov in his 3-year, $80 million. So stupid. Man, my other disappointment for me is the Denver Nuggets. Yes, they're sitting really nicely in the top of the half of the West, but Jokic is playing irritated. Not good irritated. Michael Porter Jr.'s back is hurt, and he's out for the foreseeable future. Aaron Gordon is significantly underperforming his contract. He's butt. And then you got a damn Jamal Murray, who don't even know if he's coming back this year. So it's hard for me to believe that Yoke is going to carry that team to not be a play-in. I have a feeling they're
Yeah,
going to be a play-in team. And then you got a team
yeah,
like the Memphis Grizzlies, who's they're on the other side. They're on the other side of that teeter-totter. Somebody got to replace Denver, and it might be them.
yeah. Um, so I think if you would have called me draft night, I was so happy Miles Bridges went back for his sophomore year because I was like, man, we could draft Malik this year, get Miles next year. When we took Miles, I didn't expect Michael Porter Jr. to be sitting there too. So I was like, take MPJ, take MPJ. But then I was like, no, I want Miles. They took Miles, and I can sit here today and say, I'm glad they took Miles because this dude Porter,
Facts.
yeah, I'm like, yo, because this dude Porter has been so like undependable, and Miles is dependable. He ain't missed no games.
Man,
So I'm like, cool.
you
And
mentioned a
MPJ
back
just got
injury and
paid.
it's over.
Yeah, and MPJ just got paid.
He
So
got paid
Denver,
nicely too.
yeah, so Denver might have set themselves back off of injury.
Yep.
Like this is Denver just off the health alone is gonna be set back.
I think Denver put themselves in a pigeonhole. I think they Utah Jazz themselves to how
Yeah,
how how Utah paid Gobert, and now y'all really can't do anything. But
I got you. I got you. Speaking of them, and now thinking about it, why don't Denver go get SGA from OKC?
do they have the draft capital to do it? Because we know OKC
I don't
wants a
think. I don't
huge
think. At
ticket.
this, remember, I don't think OKC cares to win.
True, but
OKC doesn't care to win.
I
So
think
I
they'll need
think
the,
they will
the
be
they'll need
willing.
some draft capital because it. I think their ask was like 2 firsts and 2 second.
I would take like go farther down in the future. Don't take nothing within the next 2 years. Take something 3, 4 years out from Denver. Send SGA up to Denver. Take whatever. I think Jared Butler over there, Denver, right? Bring whatever potential because Josh Giddey. It seems like he's starting to kind of really carve himself to be something over there, and you're gonna have to get ready to pay SGA. So why not maybe get to move him if you got to?
I think Butler's in Utah right now. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butler's in Utah. I'm thinking there's somebody I'm thinking about in Denver that they got that I'm missing. I'll figure out. I'll figure out.
All right, man.
I
That
want
takes
to
us. Oh, go ahead, Paul.
talk. I want to talk about the comment that Trey Young made.
Oh
That
yeah.
I
What do you
don't
say?
think people about how he has no motivation to play in the regular season, like and it's not like the playoffs basically. I don't think a lot of people are talking about a comment like that.
I didn't hear,
Man,
but I didn't hear it. But hearing it now, Kobe turning over in his grave, bro.
bruh, I'm telling you, 3 or 4
Like,
times. He said, "What?"
yeah, motivation. Come on, dog. You don't have a ring.
That's why you're 11th, 12th in the Eastern Conference,
Okay,
man.
okay. Now it kind of makes some sense because Trey was loving that spotlight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He was loving and living that spotlight. And when you go from the last thing you was playing was sold out games in the playoffs to now you got 1,100 people at an Atlanta Hawks game that
you got
actually pay to be there.
you got everybody happy to watch the Braves and not the Hawks.
Yeah. So yeah, Trey, this is the part of the game, bro. You got 82 games. Like
I,
you
to,
need
to me, that's extremely ignorant, man. I love Trey Young. I love his game, but to me, man, that's it's so ignorant. It's so ignorant
it's
because
immature.
yeah,
That's it. That's like
it's
it's
like
immature.
you think you could just show up and be in the playoffs, bro. Like it don't work that way.
Yeah.
Bala said it. Y'all were butt last year until after the All-Star break. Until John Collins got mad and went off. You know,
So
Herder went off. Like
that's that's like a teller of your team, bro. That's like a real life teller of your team, bro. Like you can't Trey, look at your comment and then go look at the guy who you're chasing and go to state and look at how he has him and his team performing because they know how this build. Like, yeah, that's bad. That's
I,
bad on you, Trey.
I like what Candace Parker said right before that game too. She goes, "That's playing his protege. He gonna drop 50."
Yeah,
Sure enough, Steph came out, dropped 50. But
Yeah,
Yeah, on the
Trey, get your shit together, Trey.
home court
yeah.
advantage. That's motivation.
All right, man. Let me adjust this to free throw attempts per game and leaders in the league. We're gonna talk about the new NBA rule change. Before we even get to the numbers, man, where are y'all at? What are y'all thoughts on the quality of the game we're watching? Where are we? Where are y'all with what we are watching in the NBA right now?
Shit, like Draymond said, it's more fun to watch. Watch a game now. You don't
Yeah.
have players like Harden who's trying to cheat the game. I mean, I get it. The free throws is part of the game, but abusing it is a whole different story.
Yeah,
So,
No, and that's facts. That's facts. Like I don't, I only I watch as many of the Hornets game as I can, and like nobody has that natural tendency to do that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like, so yeah, it's I'm glad that that rule is where it's at because you used to just know when it was coming. You used to be like, up, yep, there go that mess, and I'm just glad it's done with, man. Like you can't, like, dude, people had to show videos like if people had to guard you with their hands behind their back because these calls were just so bad, bro. Like, nah, man, you cannot penalize good defense, man. So I'm good with it. I'm good with
yeah.
it.
I like that they're bringing the physicality back to the game unintentionally, right? Like
Yeah,
not egregious physicality, but we're starting to see the pure scorers be pure scorers, right?
yeah,
Not the James Hardens who was averaging 35 points a game with 11 free throws a game. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Now we're seeing the KDs going 11 for 12 from the field and
yeah.
getting 7 legit free throws.
And I know Harden is the cake. Harden and Dame are the case study for this, and Booker.
Yeah,
Like Harden doesn't take mid range shots.
and Trey.
Yeah, and Trey doesn't take like Trey does the floater. Like they might do the floater, but they don't consistently take mid range pull ups, bro. And Kobe and T Mac sat there and did the interview. They was like, your game isn't like KD kills you from mid range, bro.
Oh
Like
yeah,
he gets to the elbow and he's hit, like bro, like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You can't be all behind the arc and at the rim. So like
mhm.
you would figure like, hey, I gotta figure this part of the game out and I gotta add this into my bag. And so I'm glad I feel like it's bringing back a part of the game that's needed to be brought.
yeah. I think it's the unintentional rebirth of the mid range game.
Yeah,
I mean, you see guys like Julius Randle who has an ugly game, you
yeah,
know, but he has a 3 level game.
yeah. Three
Take it to
levels.
the rim, take it to the middle, that mid range, step out to the three.
Yeah,
Miles Bridges is starting to show that.
yeah,
I think guys are just starting to evolve, man. It's beautiful. But looking at the stats on it right now, Giannis leading the league. Rightfully so. I think Giannis is in the right place to be leading the league in free throws. Just the
yeah,
type of game he plays, he's gonna get to
yeah,
the free throw line.
yeah.
He's gonna get to the free throw line. And I think the guys that are on this list right now should be there. Like these are the dudes. These are the dudes that play head down to the rim.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like DeRozan,
Yeah,
mid range
Rose,
living
to the
that mid
basket.
range, getting hit in the
Gobert.
elbow.
Yeah,
Gobert.
Gobert, Bam.
Hmm.
You're there. Like the list looks like again like what you were. It should look like.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic with his
So
shoot everything. Of course, he's gonna get fouled if he's shooting 29 times a game.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I feel like it's good, and I would want to see how this works itself out when we get towards the playoffs.
oh yeah, you think it becomes more physical, or they get a little bit more tighter with those calls?
No, I think I would hope that they didn't have a knee jerk reaction to go back and to kind of be like, nah, we need to start calling these again.
Yeah.
That's what I will look like. But I think again, this is a quick sample size, being about just a little over 10 games in for most of everybody. So I think if they're still sitting at this level come All Star break, then yeah, there's gonna be a lot of. I think there'll be some shuffling. That's like maybe even some people.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think honestly, man, the rule change to me, the biggest impacting to the rule change is going to be the Nets. I don't think the Nets live up completely to that. Like I think The 10, 15 points that we're missing from Harden, KD makes up for that in one quarter.
Yeah.
But I think come playoff time and come crunch time, I think that's when we're going to start seeing that effect in the Nets.
Yeah.
All right, man. The next
It's a good
one.
part.
Oh, go ahead, Vita.
No, I was just saying it's a good part of the year. It's good to have this, small sample size together, for us to kind of see who's thriving right now and how sustainable everybody's game is over the next couple months. Because we all know that injury bug comes around and it changes seasons. So
Man. And this where I'm gonna get selfish. Every time I see AD go to the ground, bruh,
yeah,
I cry a little inside. I'm
yeah,
he talked about going to the ground more because he's trying to save himself from being impacted and just landing on somebody's feet. But every time that
yeah.
man goes to the ground, bruh,
It's awkward.
he's been on the ground more than AI has at this point in the season. And Allen Iverson
Yeah,
lived on the ground because he was getting pounded.
yeah.
Come on, AD. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. But going into Jokic and Morris situation, man, talk to Vita. Narrate that for us.
Okay. One, it's like we go back to elementary school, right? It's always a person who hits second, the one who gets caught, whatever. Uh, I personally am a proponent of you don't do something to somebody you don't want done to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Number one, Shannon Sharp said it. If you wanted to foul, you could have went and said, "Hey, foul," gave a tap. You didn't have to do all of that.
Yeah.
You did it. You take your L. You're gonna get hit back. You walked away after you did it. I like how Skip's reaction was. You turned your back, not like after you confronted him and stood there, almost like you didn't care about what happened to him because you hit him and you didn't even see how he fell. Yoke responds. People act like Jokic hasn't ran up on people before, like what he did with Booker or what he did with Jay Crowder. Like people, even in the back where he was from, he was running up on
Even
people who
overseas.
tried him. Yeah, overseas. So stop trying this man. My issue with it that goes even farther comes from the promotion of it and from the penalty of it.
The glorification of it.
So the issue with it for me is one, if you're gonna fine or give any penalty, you give it to them the same.
Yep.
That's it. You don't suspend one from a game and only do one for money. They both have to take equal parts of it. That's what stops it. What stops it even further is you don't go up and let connected sources of your media allow it to be pushed out.
And leak
Especially
pictures
when,
like they did.
oh, Jokic Brothers responds. Here's a fight. Look at this. If you're not gonna actually let people bang on the court, end it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna let people fight on the court, end it. You want to stop all the extra banging on the court? Let people fight. I bet you some dudes won't think to start to say stuff anymore.
Man.
But the league has clearly made a stance that they don't want violence. So don't allow your social media platforms to post or promote anything that talk about it. Let it be done.
And you control that narrative too as the NBA. Like
you do, but you make the first post. Jokic Moore's beef. Jokic Moore's issue. La 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 la. And you follow up with 2, 3, 4 more posts. You should be Adam Silver. This is unacceptable. This is it. That's the end of it. There shouldn't be no more to that. It really shouldn't. I would be okay with it if you let players fight on the court.
Yeah.
But you're not letting players fight on the court. So now it's just an agitating issue that's going on from there. It's like getting in an argument at lunch. You hear about it all day until you get outside. Like, bro, I got just an argument at lunch. I ain't even do nothing. It's after school. Now I got to go beat them up because I might as well because I done got in trouble for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just like, nah, I don't agree with that part of it. The act itself, Morris, you didn't have to do that as a foul. Jokic, you was right to do what you had to do. It's just reaction. Everything that happened after for me is just a telltale of how people feel about the situation. I don't. Again, if you was gonna allow people to fight on the court, I wouldn't trip. But that's not your stance on the thing. So I don't think you should allow it to have been spoken about from connected sources of your media team.
My biggest problem is the Morris brothers, man. I love the Morris brothers. I love that game. Come
Yeah,
on, man. They've been dirty. They dirty. They dirty.
yeah,
They're trying to put this narrative over Jokic being a dirty player. Everything that Jokic has done, he's reacted to an action taken upon him, right?
yeah,
You remember when who was it? Marcus Morris was playing for the Knicks and he was over there smacking the ball
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
homeboy's
yeah.
head.
Yep.
It's
Justin
like,
Anderson.
yeah, Justin Anderson. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, you swipe your elbows at him intentionally. Everybody saw it. Ref let it go.
Yeah.
Justin Anderson's like, come on, bro. Then you're gonna take the ball, smack it on his head, making a non-basketball player and then walk away. Like you lucky.
Oh, he didn't walk away. He confronted him too.
Yeah, he like
Yeah,
put his hand into his face. If that was James Jones, bro, he would have got dropped. Period.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's
That's what we're saying. Is we know there's certain people you do these things with. We know there's certain people you don't do these things with. And when you keep flirting that line and allow that line to be flirted with without making a strong stance on it, and then your punishment is what I feel is uneven, then it just leaves the door for it to keep happening.
yeah.
And I don't like that, bro. I don't like that. If you're gonna just let them fight on the court, then just move off the way. Start becoming like hockey. Let them fight on the court. Put them in the penalty box and let them come back. Like cool. Like no. But when you take the stance of what you did because you want to prevent something, then I can't agree with it from there.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it's gonna be toxic now in their next matchup.
Yeah.
The more freaking Jokic brothers might be there.
So
Maybe
and that's
gonna be there.
and
that's gonna be.
Yeah. Like Paula said, that's what I question. Because if that was their Twitter that responds, right? If that was them that actually made the comment that people were sharing around was let it be basketball, don't make it something bigger than what it was, so forth, la la la. If that was actually them saying it, they acknowledge like, yo, that was basketball. Don't make it no bigger than what it's supposed to be. Now, if that was them that actually says that, Morris comes up and responds, noted, we'll be waiting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so then you're like Paula says, it becomes a toxic environment. In NBA, you're fueling this at this point. Just for when the situation comes, you get another story. Like, just either let them fight or learn to handle this better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. Again, I'm a proponent. Just let them bang, bro. Just let them bang.
That actually takes me into similar but different topic, right? How the NBA is leaning heavily into taunting calls lately. Like that's they starting to be the NFL. You know what I'm saying? NFL, you can't sack nobody and celebrate towards the direction of anyone on the other team, or else it's a flag. What are your thoughts on that, man? I think that's starting to. It's almost a bad replacement for the new change of the rules with the non-shooting motion. I feel like they replaced that with taunting. They're giving technical fouls. They even give it.
The problem.
It's dumb.
The problem with me, and it's just a steady line, is there's no consistency in the calls.
Yeah.
There's no, if this happens this time, it's literally at the discretion of the ref. That's what they say. So again, what if the ref comes in with a bad day and all these other variables just makes them feel like calling? Two players could do the exact same thing and then there's no issue. You know what I'm saying? One has an issue, one doesn't. If there was a clear-cut line that says this is taunting, this is not, I could accept it. But because there's not, and there's this fat gray area, you just leave leeways for things to go bad, man. And I don't. That's my problem.
It's just a negative spot to the game. Hopefully they start cleaning it up, man.
Yeah, like the game yesterday with Cunningham and Green.
Yeah.
Green banged on. Green banged on Cunningham, and he taunted him, and it was a close game. He didn't have to give him that tech. He really didn't have to. It was a close game. It was a 1-point game in the third quarter. He didn't really have to do that.
And it's like looking at it too, like that's an amazing play. He made an amazing play. Let that man celebrate. Let that man celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's starting to go back to a couple years back when Draymond kept getting a damn tech for every time he complained. They know he's going to complain.
And again, it's some people. It's easier to become a poster child for it. It's easy to make the example of them, but the NBA just again, there's no clear line on it, bro. It's so inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? And you are ruining the game in some areas. I feel like again, if there was a clear line, understandable, but there's not. So that's always gonna be my problem with it.
All right, man. Lastly, before we get into the final remarks, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but Hero's comment saying that he should be up there with Luca and Trey, and not just that comment from Hero. Comments like that from players around the league that are unproven, who feel like they need to make headlining statement to get their name out there and to like, hey, look at me, look at my game, I'm out there. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that? Starting with Hero and just in general. I mean, Bale brought up the Trey Young thing, saying that regular season is boring, man. I want the playoffs.
Yeah. For me, I think you have to do more for your team to be up there. I don't think he has done really much for his team besides scoring off the dribble and stuff. But yeah, I don't really put him up there with anybody. I think if you switch him with any superstar, they barely make 10 seed. I don't think
Yeah,
they even. I think they're still bottom 5 team, honestly. So that's how I look at it.
we see that right now with Anthony Edwards.
Hmm.
Yeah. And that's how I feel. I don't feel Tyler. I feel Tyler's a bucket, but I think just even just as an individual player, Trey, Luca, and all his contemporaries are better. I just think they're better. And Tyler, you're the sixth to seventh, eighth guy on a really great roster with two All NBA defensive players. Three, if you technically could count Lowry in there. You know what I'm saying? Like my guy, the pressure isn't on you. You know what I'm saying? Like the pressure isn't on you. Uh, I think that's going to be the sad part about what we might be seeing in the future too. How we talk about the makeup of the teams is that a lot of the younger generation that's coming in, the regular season might look real. Uh, what's it called? Summer league like,
Mm-hmm.
where regular season games will either be real big blowouts or because just everybody's going to be kind of lackluster. There won't be that consistency. And then come to playoffs, they'll try. Like I think that's my fear with that statement being made, and starting to realize the difference in eras and generations coming up is that that is kind of how a lot of them might take it. You know what I'm saying? The regular season. And
Our,
so I hope, yeah, I hope that doesn't become the thing.
I think we'll start getting a new breed of killers. Like I think Jalen Green's a killer. You know, I think he's gonna be one of those guys where the regular season he's gonna show out. You know, I don't think he'll let the regular season kind of be just something. But if we're talking about the contemporaries for Tyler Hero, he was in the draft class with Zion, John Morant, R.J. Barrett, DeAndre Hunter, Darius Garland, Kobe White, Rui Hachimura, Cam Johnson, P.J. Washington, just some notable folks from that draft class. But
Yeah.
I don't even have him top 5 in that draft class, man. Like
So,
Ja to me is a clear number 1 over there. We all talked about this. He should have been the number 1 pick. Um, DeAndre Hunter is a very, very valuable piece for
Yeah.
Atlanta. And I think he offers more to a team collectively, collectively, than what Tyler Hero does.
Yeah.
RJ Barrett, Zion when he's healthy.
And that's gonna be the again, Zion just has this big question mark over him right now.
Let's actually talk about Zion, man. Where y'all at with Zion? Do y'all believe in him being 350 plus pounds right now?
Nah, I don't. I don't. I can't
got it.
believe that.
What
I really
what
can't believe that.
what are the expectations with him right now, man? We haven't seen him a full season in his 3 years in the league. We're in year 3
Um,
for him.
Um,
We ain't seen him yet.
Honestly, I don't really have any expectations for him, but
I
to get
think yeah.
healthy.
I think so. I don't like. I just don't like the whole setup over there in New Orleans anyway. And again, I think he is a great talent. I just think he's impossible to build around
Yeah.
because the way he acts to dominate the ball. And I don't know how. I don't know how you build a. I don't know how you build a team around him, or if you want to make him the guy that the team is built around.
Yeah.
So that's where my question mark with him goes up at. I don't like the whole setup in New Orleans as it is. I don't think it's a beneficial for anybody over there. That's why if I was them, I would be selling. Everything's for sale right now. Trying to
Yeah, and
figure this out.
I believe
Yeah,
David Griffin's on the hot seat right now. So if they could get a new
yeah,
GM in, everything could change. So
David
yeah.
Griffin, Van Gundy's still over there, right?
no,
No, I think
Oh no,
it's
he's
Willie
gone. He
Green.
gone last year.
yeah. So
Willie
I think
Green.
that host they
Question.
Thank
need
you.
to be sellers. They
Ooh,
clearly 100% need to be
thank you.
sellers. And if I was a new GM, I would be sellers. I would move Zion. I would move Ingram. I would ask my veterans on that team, like, hey, is there somewhere that I could get y'all to go?
Yeah,
And that would be it. Like that, I just think that whole situation is worse than what we thought the Kings was for Wallen. You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
And that's it. And so
I,
I
I,
just think they just gotta,
I like Willie Green
yeah,
as a coach. I think he's just
yeah.
like you said,
So
man. The situation just ain't it. I think Valanciunas is a very, very, very valuable piece over there for them. I think he
yeah,
might be the most valuable piece over there as far as
yeah,
like what other teams need and what he can offer.
yeah. New Pelicans. Pelicans need to just become sellers, bro. I just think that that whole situation is players mess up. Let's move on and let's hey go look at OKC and say, hey, what are y'all doing? How can we get some of them picks like y'all got
Yeah.
and just redo it, man? Because yeah, it's just a big question mark on Zion, and I don't think we'll ever see what Zion can be there. I think he got to go.
What team would he
Agree.
go to?
I think he got to be the number two guy somewhere, man. Like I said this on TikTok, and I made a TikTok about it before I stopped making TikToks and got sick and all that. But I think Zion has to be. Zion cannot be your best player anywhere. I don't care how much of a generational athlete he is. He is a hooper. He can get you buckets. But Zion cannot be your best player. He's got to go to like Zion. I think could fit on Portland. If Zion somehow find a way to get to Portland, I think Zion could even fit over there in Charlotte. But I think his game needs to change significantly. The way Zion is currently built, I don't care about physique. I don't care about that. His game type right now, he needs to be on a team where he ain't got to give you 27 points a game.
No,
You know what I mean? Like he got to be somewhere like Atlanta. He can fit in Atlanta. Like
I
you,
have to think on that some more. I have to think on that. But I don't know why I'm trying to be sympathetic towards him. But the first place that I really thought was Minnesota. I would move Cat somewhere else. I would move Cat first. Remember, bringing Zion to Minnesota means I'm moving Cat somewhere else. I'm gonna find me a different five, and so Zion only plays the four and the three, whatever one of those he wants to play. The team is built around Edwards. Cat is gone because I got Zion, and I'm gonna find me a different type of big man, a little more versatile. Christian Wood like
I like Christian
You
Wood.
don't think he'll fit in like a Memphis with John Morant?
Memphis will be dope. Memphis will actually be really good.
He would definitely be a second option there. Second,
Memphis, yeah, Memphis will
maybe
be
even
dope.
third.
I can see that. I think my biggest thing with that is Ja would have to continue to evolve his game because they occupy the same parts of the floor.
I definitely can see that. I think it'd be good.
To me, Zion is a and take this with a grain of salt. Zion is a LeBron James type player that you have to build around. LeBron James has been the most successful in his career when you surround him with shooters. His IQ is high enough for that not to be like the absolute proponent for him to be successful. But at his peak, he had guys like Danny Green around him. He had shooters left and right sitting at every corner. If I'm thinking about Zion, I got to put him on a team where you let that man go downhill, give him a solid stretch
Dude,
everywhere. Good.
I got it. Send Zion to Popovich.
Ooh.
That's different.
Send,
Okay.
send
Ooh.
Zion to
Yes.
Popovich.
Yes.
Send Zion to Popovich. Popovich will
Yes.
figure out the rest.
Absolutely.
Popovich will figure out the yeah. Send Zion to Popovich, and then
Absolutely.
How long
And then
does
you got.
Popovich have in the league though? Like, isn't
I
he
don't think it
kind of
matters.
fairly?
I don't think it matters because I think me and Soy said this before. Becky Hammond's should eventually take over, right?
Oh yeah. Becky
So
Hammond. That's
I don't think it's gonna. I think if he left and she walked in, I think it transitions flawless. So I don't think that's gonna matter. But I think sending Zion to San Antonio will be good for the NBA.
that would be
Send Zion to
amazing.
San Antonio and then send the
I
Pelicans
like
to
that.
Vegas.
That would be Zion to San Ant. That'll be the best thing for Zion's career. Period.
Yeah,
All right, man.
I definitely think.
Zion.
You got
To the
final
Spurs.
remarks?
Final
You got
remarks.
final remarks?
Final remarks.
Final remarks? I don't think I got none, man. Good to be back. Glad to be back, man. Let's do this, baby.
Yeah, man.
Tuesday catch us for the NFL.
The season's gonna be interesting to watch, man. It's no clear cut favorite yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun season to watch in basketball, man.
Oh yeah.
No clear cut favorite, except for the Golden State Warriors 9-1.
Warriors.
Let's go.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all back here on Tuesday for our NFL episode. We're gonna recap.
NFL.
What week are we in? Week 10.
Week 10.
Recapping week 10. Baltimore Ravens and Miami Dolphins are playing right now. Last I looked, it was 3-0. Probably out of date, but we will catch y'all next Tuesday. NFL episode.
Yes, sir.
Y'all.
Let's go. All right.
Sir.